All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
Coming up this week on All Things Motoring International, Michael heads to Piet Retief for the Hoeka Toeka Car Show. We chat to some car clubs and owners and see what classics Mpumalanga has to offer in this jam-packed episode.
The start of another incredible day at our offices in Piet Retief, also known as Mikado. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, not offices, but our beautiful gazebo. Where are we? Hoeka Toeka at the Piet Retief Rugby Club. What a day we have ahead of us. Beautiful weather. We're always blessed with the most beautiful weather, most beautiful people, and the most beautiful old cars. You see, I didn't say old people, I only said old cars. Can't wait to show you what we've got in store. A day like today is super special, but a super special day doesn't just happen. A lot of behind the scenes work goes into it, a lot of thought, and the person who puts that together is Kobus Botha, you the organizer. Kobus, thank you for chatting to us. Tell us a little bit about the day.
It's our 12th year.
Congratulations.
As a fundraiser for the church, but as it went on, you know, it started to become a show out of the community, for the community.
When you talk about the community, what is very clear for me when I walk around is the number plates of the cars are vastly Mpumalanga and a few of the surrounding inland Natal areas. It's supported by the local community. We're at the Piet Retief Rugby Club. The people that are visiting, it's fathers and sons, husbands and wives, mothers and daughters. It's something for everybody. How many cars are you expecting today?
We're expecting around about 100 to 110 cars. As you say, from within the community, there's a lot of cars.
110 reasons to make me jealous and all our viewers jealous. Every single car that is here is something. But there's one very special car here, a 1915 Model T Ford. Do you know who owns it?
yeah, it's mine. Belongs to me.
Don't be so humble, but that is properly special. I would like you to tell us about it. Are you happy to share it with us?
Yes, definitely.
But we're not going to share it here. Okay. We're going to walk to the car. You're going to see something superb. Brass radiator. I know it. Did I get that right?
That's right.
The color can't be original. Didn't Henry Ford say you can have any color you like?
As long as it's black.
Okay, that was the famous saying. Kobus, tell us a little bit about this magnificent machine.
Yeah, as you said, Michael, it's a 1915. That was the last year that they made the brass radiator T's. They then changed over to the normal radiators.
But was that the first of what they call a model upgrade? Or facelift?
Yeah, we'll call it, these days you'll call it the facelift.
Well done, Henry Ford, you invented the facelift.
It's got a 2.9 litre 4-cylinder engine. This one has got a crank start. It doesn't have a starter motor, so you've got to crank it to start it.
But just something interesting now, when you look at this car, I've always imagined, and I know I'm totally wrong, that a Model T would have a 600, 700cc tiny little engine. A 2.9 litre, I mean, those were big pistons, 4-cylinder. I mean, that's a Mursa engine.
Yeah.
25 horsepower?
Yes, it's in that vicinity.
It's minimal.
Yeah.
But is that in turbocharged, supercharged, or unturbocharged form?
No, that's naturally aspirated.
Now,
Yeah.
you talk about the crank. Tell me about cranking a car. I mean, we're so used to a car, we get in, you turn the key. On an old car, you have to turn the key and it shakes a little bit before it starts. Is this what they mean by getting your hands dirty?
Definitely. But it's not that bad. You just, if it's tuned properly, it actually starts very, very quickly.
Kobus, thank you for sharing this with us and our viewers. I'm a nice oak, you know that. I can see you don't like this car anymore. I'm happy to, come on, you said you don't like it. I'm happy to offer you 50,000 Rand for it. Take it off your hands. Is the answer ja of nee?
Not a chance.
Wishing you the very best.
Thanks, Michael.
Well done on the show.
Appreciate. Thank you.
At All Things Motoring, there are many things that we are proud of, but one of the things is how well we are received. And one of the reasons for that is everywhere we go, we are invited. And somebody who's playing a big role in that, you got a big smile on your face, my friend, is Nick Beekers from SA Car Clubs magazine. Nick, thank you for the invite to Hoeka Toeka 2023. Not your first time on camera with us. How's the day been for you?
So I've had a fantastic day here. What makes it special for me, you know, Michael, when we go to the typical city shows, it's the same cars and more or less
Correct.
the same group of people, with the exception of a different car here and there. Coming out to Piet Retief, coming out to the countryside as such, it makes a huge difference because all of a sudden you realize how big
Yes.
a car country we really are. And you know what makes it nice for me is to see how many of these cars we don't see every day on that
Correct.
side of the city side is the fact that you see the immaculate condition these cars are in. So these guys are also, they're petrol heads through and through, and that makes my heart so happy.
So Nick, you have a magnificent magazine. That is what is SA Car Clubs magazine. I'm in possession of edition 91, as are many people that you gave it out to today. When you gave it to people, oh, can I have another one? Can I have another one? I love that. I want to get hold of the next edition. How do I do it? I'm a member of the public.
Okay, guys, I am busy with issue 92. It's out very soon, and I'll make sure that you get one too.
Thank you, Nick. If you want to support a great magazine, if you want a good read, both within SA Car Clubs magazine. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, guys.
Stay tuned. Coming up after the break, we chat to some of the exhibitors and car clubs.
So the year is 1973 and the host of All Things Motoring is born. But 1 year before that, life did exist. I'm with Niels Nock here and his beautiful 1972 Mercedes 280 SE. Niels, this thing is special, man. Tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. About 20 years, one of my friends, also in the Vintage Car Club, said his uncle got this Mercedes Benz, and
Beautiful.
you know, he's old and he want to flock it. So I thought, yeah.
And you did him a favor. You were kind enough to take it off his hands.
You see. So I paid him 20,000 Rand. That's about 20 years ago.
Wow.
And this thing is original, like you can't believe.
Well, that is what I've noticed. You look at the paintwork, it's in very good condition. Naturally, 51 years will have taken its toll a little bit, but fundamentally, this is more appealing for me than going to respray it.
That's it. You know, the people said go and respray it, but
No.
there's so many chrome on this vehicle.
Yes.
And you know, you don't get that much space
Course.
for it. So if something bent or something, then you are sitting with a
Course.
problem, you know. So I just leave it like that. If I'm gone one day, my sons can have it and they can enjoy it.
Bite
So-
your tongue about being gone, but it's like humans. We get a few wrinkles, don't go do Botox, unless you want to, of course. So now, take this vehicle, 280 SE, that was the top of the range, because you also got a 280S,
Yes,
you weren't the
yes,
Mania,
yes.
because then you had carburetors and you had to get your hands dirty.
That's
This
it.
was a mechanical fuel injection.
Fuel injection, 100%. And you know, the other day a guy stopped and he said, but listen, he checked the engine. He said, yo, is this thing a diesel? I said, no. It's the first fuel injections
Amazing.
on this Mercedes-Benz.
Listen, I would have been concerned if he said to you, is this electric? But in terms of extras,
Yeah.
power steering would have,
Yes,
but no aircon?
no aircon.
Now, it's amazing to think a top-of-the-range car in
No
1972,
Yeah.
you would have gone to Kruger Park and you would have seen your hut in
That's
the thing
it.
in the heat.
It will be hard, definitely, but you know the small little windows
Yeah.
on the side, if you open them, you won't believe, blacker. We
So
enjoy
Niels, you're not here alone. You represent, you're part of the Freyheit Sports Car Vintage.
it. Vryheid Vintage Car Club,
That's the name.
VVCC. Now, we're about 46 members. What a nice club to be in.
Wow.
We enjoy it.
Niels, I appreciate you talking to us.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
for making the effort. BMW M3, BMW M5, BMW M6. Every story has a beginning. Amazing brand that is BMW, famous for making aircraft engines originally. That's what the badge is. It's actually an aircraft propeller. But I'm talking to Leon. Leon, next to us is something super special. Share with our audience what it is, please.
Right, this is a 1954 BMW.
Is it like the maintenance plan or is the maintenance plan clear on this one?
The maintenance plan is just finished.
Just finished. huh?
Just finished. Okay. It's a 1954 Isetta 300. It's a one-piston car,
Wow.
and it's a 3.8 liter tank. You're going to go about 75 kilometers.
Amazing.
Top speed 45.
Yeah?
Okay.
Downhills, flat? Or-
Flat.
yeah.
Flat. And most people think this is a sunroof. It's actually not a sunroof, it's an escape roof.
It's
I call it
escape
escape roof because if you open it and you're in the front
Yes.
space, then you can get out.
Wow,
You-
wow,
so you
wow.
can't get out from here, then you can get out from there.
Only two things left. You going back to Freyheit. We had the pleasure of interviewing Niels. He came here in a 280 SE Merc. You came in this beautiful BMW. On the way home, why don't you swap?
Because they will never fit in this car.
True story that. And one last thing. The way it's parked, I like it. But for the camera, I don't like the angle. Can we move the car? Can I have the keys, please?
I can't give you the key, but you can move a car.
Can I just move it the old-fashioned way?
Move it the old-fashioned way.
Just so you know, it's not as light as you think. I'm stronger than I thought. I'm chatting to Heinrich and Vos from the Oud Toeters Club or the Oud Hooters Club, depending on English or Afrikaans. Heinrich, next to us, a 1966 Ford Cortina, beautiful condition. Who does this car belong to? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, thank you. The car belongs to Tian Base.
Right.
He's one of our youngest members in the
Yeah.
club. This is a 1966 Cortina. It's been modified a little bit.
A Bikkie Varum.
A Bikkie Varum, that's where it's got the side drafts in.
Yeah.
A little bit of a lowered suspension. Yeah, and it's actually a very beautiful car. Tian has been going to shows with us for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And beautiful. Never had a problem with the car. Goes there, comes back, not an issue. So,
Amazing. So now we talk about this being a Bikkie Varum. Next to us is something that's by a Varum. Let's take a walk to it. Beautiful 1972 Ford Capri. What do you know about this vehicle?
yes, it's quite interesting now that you mention it, because this one on my left-hand side is Tian, our youngest member, and the one on our right here is our oldest member.
I was going to say other left.
All right. So, George Versaghi. Very interesting about this car. George's first car that he bought when he started earning a salary, and he still got this car.
Heinrich, you clearly are a Ford fan. The owner of this car is a Mursa Ford fan. Vos, are you a Ford fan?
No, I'm not. I've got the Citroen and the Chrysler, and I've got that Cadillac there next to Heinrich's Fairlane. The Cadillac is burning the oil, and the Fairlane is marking the territory.
So that's a very nice way of putting it. Heinrich, Vos, it's been lovely chatting to you. This is a beauty. If he wants to sell it for what he paid for it, I'll give him 1,000 Rand more than he paid for it. You think he would do it?
I can tell you, George, everybody stops George and
Oh, I
asks
can
him if he wants
imagine.
to sell his car. He says there's no price on this car. He will never ever sell it.
And you know what? He's 100% right. So nothing excites me more than talking with the fans. We're busy filming, and Feroz walks up and he says, can I ask you a question? Technically, what makes a car a classic? Let me tell you, behind us, it's a classic automatically. I don't care about the age, a Golf 3 GTI. But we've always said anything roughly 25 years and older is a classic. We've got a beautiful 31-year-old Golf 3 GTI. Tell us about this beautiful machine.
Well, it has a 2-liter engine, 8-valve, and it's my baby. I love it.
I can see by the smile on your face that you love it.
I'm never ever going to sell this. It's going over to my biggest son here. So he's taking over the car, and hopefully, eventually it'll go to his kid.
I love it.
But you'll get yours soon too, don't worry, boy.
I love it. So now, one of the things that I've always said, a car like this, doesn't matter what it's worth, and jokes aside, you never sell it. Your oldest is 15 years old.
Yes.
I made a joke and I said to you, you're going to keep it and give it to your boy. What do you like the most about this car?
Definitely the exhaust. It's
Yeah.
very loud and poppy.
Yeah.
It's an amazing car to drive.
And the fact that it's Ferrari red, come on, is that also not important?
Yeah, the rims are beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
And we've got to ask you a question.
Take the mic, boy.
What is your favorite car?
Probably a Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini. So nothing expensive, you like only the cheap basic stuff.
Yeah.
Hey? Say, Dad, when I'm 18, I want a Lamborghini.
Dad, when I'm 18, I want a Lamborghini.
Awesome, guys. Lovely chatting to
Thanks,
you.
nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned after the break. We meet some fans and go for a drive in a special bakkie from the 80s.
I've often said, for me, I will only buy a car if it turns me on the way it drives or if it turns me on the way it looks. I haven't had the pleasure of driving this, but the way this vehicle looks, 1956 GMC, 1957, 56, 54, the book value is the same. I'm talking to a friend of mine, Mike Treble, lives in Piet Retief. Mike, what a magnificent vehicle you got here.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Everybody knows the brand Corolla. Next to me is a Toyota Corolla bakkie. Nope, not quite. Toyota Corona. In the 70s in South Africa, you got three amazing Toyotas, because every Toyota is amazing. Toyota Hilux, which we all know, which continues till today. The Toyota Stout, which was a manier of a bakkie. That thing was like a monster, it was like a tank, it was a different type of bakkie. And then you got the half-ton bakkie. Next to me, the Toyota Corona. When I see this Corona, what's the first thing that comes to mind? My childhood. You will not find a more immaculately maintained original vehicle than this beauty next to me. To the owner, to Toyota, well done, guys. Season 1, we did a magnificent feature at Cars in the Park, and next week we're at Cars in the Park again. But today we're meeting up with an old friend, George Reeser. George, I bet you do not know what you did for All Things Motoring that taught my crew what to do. Can you think?
No, I can't think.
George was the first guy that felt so natural on air that he actually flipped. So when we were doing the interview of his beautiful RX2, it was yada boop 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 boop, and I wasn't talking about the magnificent sound of the engine. But George, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Today we are looking at something super special.
Thanks.
1986 Nissan 720, but not just any 720. This was the ST.
ST, yes.
ST stood for?
Sports truck. Sports truck.
Now, when we think of a modern single cab or double cab, people go wild for them. In the 1980s, a single cab bakkie was just a workhorse. But
That's
this wasn't
correct.
just a lacquer workhorse.
No, this was a little bit more fancy. Came out with twin SU Hitachi carburetors.
Yeah, just your style. That talks to you.
That's my thing. It had a tacho and a watch and an oil pressure and fully carpeted interior. So it was a little bit more fancy. It was the more leisure guy, city boys bakkie.
100%. But another thing that stood out for me, so I started, I've mentioned many times, in the motor trade in 1991. We were buying the traditional 1981 2-3 Datsun 720s, Nissan 720s. What did they all have? A column shift. Do you remember they used to have a column shift?
That's correct, yes.
This is near a column shift.
This is not a column shift, 5-speed on the floor.
So somebody is interested in this bakkie, August 1986, am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
Car Magazine, well known, they did a magnificent article on this. You will not believe the type of time that this thing did, 0 to 100, the 1 kilometer sprint in under 35 seconds. What was the top speed of this, George?
168.5 kilometers the car tested it.
It's like when you ask a person how old they are and they say, I'm 48 and a half. Incredible. George, big favor.
No problem.
Will you take me for a drive in this?
You know what? You're in charge. You take it for a drive.
My man. Thank you.
That's it.
George, really appreciate the opportunity. Just quick question, launch control, how do I activate launch control?
That's all manually. Foot on clutch, first gear, foot on the go, there you go.
Fair enough. A practical example of launch control.
No power steering.
But it's light, but it's properly light. But this particular example, 200,000 kilos, Nissan hardbody. Did they already call this a Nissan hardbody?
No, this was a 720. This was still a 7. You got the 620, and then this was the 720, and then came out the hardbody.
Yeah. So there's a few little nuances for our audience here. At the time, pretty much every single cab bakkie was used for commercial. So something as small as the tires. What do you know about the tires that are on this car versus the standard bakkie tires that were on?
The standard bakkie had a commercial type tire on.
That's it.
These ones had 14-inch, and it was a 195/14.
Correct.
So it's a little radial. So it's a little bit better for handling, and it's a softer ride.
Correct. So for some of our older viewers, when we talk about a commercial tire, they were talking about something called a cross ply.
That's correct.
If you really want to be even more technical, they used to call it bias ply.
Bias ply, that's
I
it.
remember when I used to go to our tire shops in 1991 and say, I need 4 tires. They say, you want to go big, i.e. radial, or do you want to go with the cross plies? But driving this car, absolutely smooth. If there's one thing that we will never do, is lie. If I say to you, the clutch is light, the steering is light, up changes, down changes, amazing. So George, I want to ask you a question. If I wanted to do a special trick, like a 360-degree donut, what advice would you give me?
Get more space here and rather someone else's bakkie.
Fair enough. Sorry guys, the 360-degree spin is not going to happen. What a beautiful vehicle. George, I'm humbled by your friendship, I'm humbled by the way you do things, and we are proud at All Things Motoring to know you. We're at the end of another incredible day on set, or are we? Why do I say incredible day? Absolutely perfect weather. We are blessed. When we go to the country towns, when we go to KZN, when we go to Mpumalanga, we're always blessed with the weather. But today we were blessed with incredible people, incredible cars. Next to me, a beautiful Carmen Gear. Take this vehicle as an example. Visit allthingsmotoringinternational.com, and we've introduced something magnificent for our audience and for people from around the world. If you're looking to buy or sell a classic car, and please remember guys, it's specifically a classic car, not if you're looking to sell your VW Polo. Beautiful Polo, but we'll do that in 2057. Simple, go on, upload the vehicle, share it with the world. Thank you, and we look forward to the next episode.
That's it for now. Coming up next week on All Things Motoring International, Ernest and Michael head to Swadkorps for a Cars in the Park show that is set to impress. Derek Watts, a giant of an individual in every way. Your physical stature is in line with your incredible presence you created. In February this year, Michael had the privilege of interviewing you at E-Prix in Cape Town. Your warm approach and kind way left a mark that will always be indelibly etched in our memory. On behalf of the team at All Things Motoring International, we would like to extend our condolences to Belinda, Tyrone, Kristen, and the many friends across the country and indeed the world. Today's your birthday, and we know we are joined in celebrating your 75 magnificent years and the huge contribution you made.
Behind me, a beautiful classic, must be about a 1975, 1985, or possibly 2015 Porsche Cayenne GTS. Thank you. What year is it? I said it was 1975. Did I get it wrong? So behind me, 3 Piet Retief cowboys, different ones, all tried to ride the bull. The bull threw them down within the first 10 seconds. I go up to the organizer, say, hi, my name's Michael from All Things Motoring. I drive cars, I drive quad bikes. Can I ride the bull? The bull hears us. You know what the bull does? He ducks. That shows you who's in charge. Who's going to win, Naboca or Argentina?
Honest?
Yeah?
Maybe South Africa.
Maybe South Africa. Well, I know it's South Africa. So guys, they win. Congratulations. Lovely speaking to you.
Okay.
We're going to give you a really tough one. What is your favorite motoring show on TV?
All Things Motoring.
Guys, we've got to give them a prize. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, how long until you can drive it?
I already drive it.
We start driving at 15 in Piet Retief.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by Change Cars, the platform buyers trust with good reason. Change Cars works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.